everybody, welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap of Married at First Sight. This is season 11, episode 14, and it was titled Stranger Spouse. All right, when I heard the title, I was like, Lord, is we going back to that with that whole Miles and Karen crap? But it was something totally different. I was like, praise God. We are almost done with this season, y'all. We got 2 more episodes left. This episode was 14 days before decision day, so it took place over 2 days, a 2-day span, because I know at one point it said 14 days and then another point it said 12 days until decision day, so it was a 2-day span. The at-home orders are lifted, so everyone is kind of mingling with each other and stuff like that, and then they're going away on like a couples retreat with all the couples and stuff like that. So the way the episode was set up is the kind of the way I'm going to give my review. Typically I do like group it up into the couples and stuff, but it was a lot of co-mingling, a lot of interaction between the couples and stuff. So I'm just going to go the way the episode kind of went, just giving highlights on a few things. All right, y'all know how we do, and y'all know I'll be getting to this and all the other stuff, but it wasn't a lot for me to really get too deep into. Let me tell y'all, the whole Christina and Henry scenes, or I shouldn't even say that their scenes together, child, when they just started talking, when Christina, I'm just gonna say, Christina started talking, I stopped looking at the screen. I was so uncomfortable. Oh, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it. But before we jump all into it, if y'all watching this, go ahead and like this video and hit the subscribe button to be subscribed to my channel. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so I just want to kind of get that out there. And then I'm gonna say it again at the end of the episode, end of the video, so just be prepared. Okay. Anyway, let's get into this episode. So it was 14 days until decision day. The at-home orders was lifted up, so the experts are saying like everybody's going to meet each other and yada, yada, yada. They've been together at this point for 4 months. And you know, typically in Married at First Sight, they only together for 2 months, 8 weeks. So they are making history by being together for 4 months or whatever because of the whole quarantine thing. So they're still going to do, I guess, things they were typically are already going to do, which is the couples retreat. Because typically they do have like a big couples thing at the end, and then they meet up with the family, which they're going to do next week. And then the last episode is decision day or whatever. So they're doing it the way they would have previously done it, except they had Corona in the middle of it. So that's where we at right now. We see Olivia. She's in her apartment, and remember last episode her and Brett broke up basically, so I guess they going forth with the whole annulment thing. I don't know, but Amani came over to help Olivia pack up, because Olivia like, what's the point of me staying here if I'm not, you know, being married and stuff? I got my own place, I could just be comfortable. I'm about to say grieve, but I mean it is a loss, but so like grieve or, you know, do what I need to do in my own comfortable space or whatever. So Amani is there to help her pack and stuff. And child, Olivia said that Brett was wanting her to hang out and meet. So Amani was thinking what I was thinking. Like, did y'all hang out or chill or whatever when y'all was married? She was like, no. I'm thinking, well, what a child, bye. And then he had a nerve to tell Olivia she can freely date. Okay, you ain't had to tell me that. So that's what Olivia basically said. She said he was petty, child. He took the salt, he took the pepper, he took the lemon rinds. He cleaned up shop. Okay, talking about something. He talked to her about moving. I don't think so, and even if you did, why are you taking the condiments? Like, get the child. Anyway. Amani is not feeling Brett. She is basically over him and his shenanigans, and she basically happy for Olivia that she moving on and be happy. However, she is upset that her relationship didn't really work out and stuff. And Olivia is feeling the same way because, you know, she came to get married and stuff, so she kind of heartbroken about that. They like, Amani like, you want to take your wedding book? She was like, I'll take my wedding book, but I ain't taking them vows. Because basically the vows is meaningless because you ain't even staying behind them or something. Like, you had a rough patch and then you just wanted to deuce out. Like, whatever. So she all packed up. I was like, bye. Then at Christina and Henry's place, Woody came to visit Henry. Henry tells us Christina ain't been there. They haven't even spoken until that text message came through, because I don't believe her. I believe she lying. And it seemed like in my comments, y'all believe she lying too. I believe she lying. Like, because, let me tell you. Because for the simple fact is Henry had said that he asked her about the text messages to show him the text messages, and she claimed she can't find it. Girl, if you don't get out my face with that nonsense, because if somebody sent me a goddamn text message telling me that my husband is gay and was hitting on this other man or whatever like that, that's a text message I'm going to save. I'm going to pin that to the top of my text message list. That's going to be the first goddamn text message you see. Matter of fact, when I freaking ask you the question, I'm going to screenshot it and put it in the dang text message chat while we discussing what's going on. So I think she lying. Like, she just want to, like he said, save face because she out here lying and she want to make him look bad. And then he also said that she probably wasn't to make up any excuse as to why he not attracted to her versus what he told her, that you a liar and I can't trust you. That's why he not attracted to you, girl. Come on now. But anyway, Woody come over there. I didn't went because they said this later on, so but whatever. Woody came over there. He was just asking, like how they going, how they getting along and stuff like that. And Henry was basically like, she ain't been here. And Woody like, but we was in the quarantine, like, what? And so he drinking up all the wine in the dang house. And he like, so Henry tells them like what went on. Henry couldn't even really get the words out of his mouth. He like, she said that, I was gay. Woody like, what? Gay? Huh? Like, what kind of marriage is this? Woody basically like, y'all need to separate. Y'all not really meant for each other. Cause ain't no way in hell that my wife going to make up some bull about me being gay instead of just sitting down and talking to me. And so Woody was like, what did he say? He was saying like, well, what's this couple retreat fitting to look like? Because, we going up there. He was like, well, I'm sure she going to act like ain't nothing going on. Everything fine. And, I'm going to just play it along. And Woody was like, what? Why would she do that? He was like, because she don't want to look like she, anything wrong or nothing. She want this whole perfect relationship and stuff. But she doing foul shit. I'm like, whoo, child. And then we saw a clip. I missed that where she had said that in the past she was a flamboyant liar. I'm like, girl, you still are a flamboyant liar. I just don't understand what the big deal is to say you ain't got no place to live. Like you got the perfect excuse as to like, even if you was broke and you couldn't afford a place to live or whatever, she has the perfect excuse to say why she don't have her own home because she a flight attendant. Like, what? You ain't even gotta say no more. I'm a flight attendant. I fly all the time. That's why I got my own place. You don't even gotta go into all that. But I mean, you should kind of tell him, like, look, my financials, if that was the issue, I'm not saying I know what her issue is because I don't talk to this girl. But she need to just be clean and tell him, like, I don't understand what the issue is. And Amani said later on, like, why not just tell the truth? So, yeah. Woody was just kind of like, And then Henry was kind of like, well, this marriage, my marriage is spiraling out of control. Was it ever in control, Henry Chapa? Anyway, we see everybody kind of packing. Amelia and Bennett, they packing. He talking about, what she say? Should we pack the green toothbrush or the purple one? I was like, I hope the guy, they not sharing no toothbrush. Because he was like, well, I think we should just live on the wild side and pack two. I hope he meant two for himself. So I'm like, why are y'all sharing? Anyway, everybody packing. They getting ready for the retreat in the country. Karen is talking and she's saying like the timing could have been better because of what's going on in the world. Like we got the whole pandemic, we got the protests going on, black men dying, black women dying. The world is in like chaos right now. So she wanted to kind of spend time alone and be alone with her thoughts and stuff. But then she said this retreat will probably be a good thing for her to do and stuff like that. But she is kind of like 50-50 on if she should go or whatever. So that's what she was talking about. And what else? Christina and Henry was packing. Child, I didn't even realize they slept in separate rooms because Christina was in one room packing, Henry was in the other room packing. Now, I don't know if I'm assuming they sleep in separate rooms. Or maybe it's kind of like the whole Woody and Amani thing where Woody's closet is in the other room and Amani's closet is in the other room. But for some reason, I think they sleeping in separate rooms because even on the retreat, it looked like they were sleeping in the separate beds. So that's crazy. Like, y'all can't even sleep in the same. That's why, whatever. Anyway, she's so confused as to what's going on, and she don't know how to feel. She said that she feels like ish because she didn't want to bring him that text message like that, but she was mad and she wished she could have just brought it to him in a different way and all this other stuff. And I'm like, girl, bye. Christina, she can get off the show. I'm tired of her. And child, I don't see it happening. But if Henry says at decision day that he want to be with Christina, I'm gonna need him to get an MRI, get his brain scan, something. Because if he say he want to be with her after all of this, child, Henry deserves better. So they go all on the road trip and stuff, and they in Covington, Louisiana. It looked like it was a lot of country, a lot of bugs, a lot of greenery, a lot of bugs. I was Imani. I don't do bugs. I don't do nature. I don't do anything. Cause I'm like, all this outside, and y'all bugs want to be over here. Like, go over there. Like, why you? And then the flies and the gnats, and then the mosquito. Oh God. Oh, and the ants. Don't get me started on the ants. Oh, Jesus. I cannot. No. So I was Imani. Like, yeah, no, this is too much greenery. There's too many bugs out here. Karen, she like, as long as it got some AC, I don't care. I was with her on that one. She was excited because the cabin was kind of glammed up or whatever. So she was excited about that. Amelia and Bennett, they were excited about it. And then Christina and Henry, because Christina want to be all bougie and stuff and look at all the cabins to pick out the right one for her. They finally got one because she's talking about, well, the other one stinks. But I agree with her there. If it's smelling moldy or something like that, I ain't finna be up in no funky ass cabin. So they picked the non-funky one. But I think each cabin had 2 beds. For the most part, all the couples slept in. All the couples minus Christina and Henry slept in the same bed. So, but we already knew like Amelia and Bennett and Amani and Woody slept in the same bed, and Karen and Miles sleep in the same bed at home. But it was kind of a shock to me that Henry and Christina was not sleeping in the same bed. Was y'all surprised about that, or y'all was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, well, we already knew? Let me know. We see everyone, they are in the kitchen. They're putting all the food away because they brought food, because it's basically just them. They're cooking their meals and stuff, and they brought food from home to, cook. I think they were staying there for, I want to say 2 days. So they brought enough food for 2 days plus more probably. They brought alcohol, all the necessities and stuff. They are kind of talking, having a good time. They done gave Henry a nickname, Hen Dog. They laughing, they joking and stuff. That food looks so good that they cook. I was just like, oh my God. And they didn't put some seasoned, child. Oh, I know that food was good. Tell me why Bennett was eating with a whisk. They ran out of forks. Ain't nobody buy no plate. Child. I said, he eating with a whisk. Why? Somebody tell me. They was at dinner, child, and they started talking about Olivia and Brett. Somebody, I don't know who said it, like, well, how y'all feel about them? They not here anymore, or something like that. And they was like, well, damn, it sounded like they died or something. And then somebody was like, yeah, I was about to say, well, I'm sorry for our loss, or something like that. But it did sound like he was about to prepare a eulogy or some shit. But anyway, they started talking about it. And Amani was like, I helped her pack up and she's happy, she's moving on and stuff. And somebody else said, well, I'm glad that she realized that, they realized that they wasn't for each other and they just kind of ended it, which is good. What else? And then Christina, child. Let me tell you, when she started talking and Henry and Woody's facial expressions, I was cracking up. I kept looking away from the screen because I was getting uncomfortable the way she was talking. Because I'm like, yo, you need to be focused on your own relationship. Why are you worried about what Olivia and Brett was doing? I mean, she was right that Brett was kind of a fuckboy and he was giving politician beauty pageant answers. However, she should have been focused on her and Henry's relationship and not putting her 2 cents into Olivia and Brett's relationship. But child, when she got the fake crying, bury me because I died. Because let me tell you, the way Woody was looking, like, what? I was dying, okay? And he kept doing it. Every time she said something, he would make the weird ass faces. Or the camera would show the weird faces. I was cracking up. But she wanted to say how she's sad for Olivia and how she told Olivia that he was a fuckboy because she dated fuckboys in her life, and how Olivia deserved better, and she said that she couldn't participate in this activity and yada yada yada. They was just like, okay, girl. I mean, like, it was quiet. No one else said anything. No one put their two. It was so freaking uncomfortable. Miles, he wanted to change the subject, and he was saying, like, how do people feel about not being home or something. Here go Bennett ass. Me and Amelia, we had sex. Sir, congratulations, but no. Everybody was looking like, okay, well, yay, all right. Oh, okay. He was like, I know y'all was dying to know. Like, no, that's not. Even Miles was like, yeah, but that's not where I was going, but congratulations. So Miles, he had let them know that how he was feeling about, you know, the climate at that time, how the protests was going on, how black men were getting killed by cops. Like, he wanted to tell them how he was feeling and how he really wasn't wanting to come up there because of everything that was going on. And he may be like a little down or a little bit more quiet and reserved and stuff like that. So he just wanted to let them know where his head was at. And Karen was like, well, I knew, she didn't say it to him, you know, at the table, but she said it in her interview that she knew what he was thinking, but she didn't know he was going to tell everybody, you know, what was going on with him. And she respected him for doing that and stuff. And I said, oh, now you respect him being real in tune with his emotions and all this other stuff. Girl, make up your mind. Make up your mind. But Miles really had spoke a whole word, especially when he was saying how black people always have to put on and be happy and all this other stuff when they are internally going through something. So what he said at that table, I was like, boy, you better preach. You better preach. And then Bennett said something about the pandemic or something, but he just kept Bennett. It was surprising. Well, Christina apologized for not what she say? She said, well, the fact that you have to even say that, I would never even have thought that or whatever, because and she didn't say because she was white or anything like that, but you know, it was implicated. So she apologized for that. He was just like, you know, you cool or whatever. And Bennett, he just kept talking about the pandemic. So I thought that was real interesting. Not saying nothing about Bennett, because I think he's a cool dude or anything like that, but I think he just wanted to focus on the pandemic more than anything else that was going on with the world. Because he was saying like how the pandemic is affecting the world and all this other stuff. And he said something else. I don't really know. But I think that was pretty much it. They was talking about that. Let's see what else happened. Oh, Christina said that oh, Lord, the whole Woody and Henry thing. And Christina was just like, well, because I think Bennett had said something about, yeah, that's what he said. He said something about everybody being in a pressure cooker because of the pandemic and how everyone had to kind of be together with their mate or whatever. They couldn't really go outside, and, you know, so they had to get to know the person and all this other stuff. And then Christina had brought up how they made history and stuff, and then Bennett said something else. And then Christina was like, well, I'm glad I'm here and stuff. And Woody was just like... And so he was like, well, this weekend finna be telling, because we gonna see who gonna be able to stay with that person consistently or move on and stuff like that. So I was just like, whoo, child. But I mean, was I the only person uncomfortable when Christina was talking? Because I just felt like it was all this tension in the air, and I really feel like her and Henry should have sat down and talked about it. And she really needed to just be honest and open, but she don't know how to do that. But she needed to be honest and open with Henry, because that was the perfect time. I mean, not at the table, but it was the perfect time to talk to him, because they could just go off in their cabin. It wasn't really, I don't know if they had a lot of reception, like, it's the woods. So, like, sit down, become one, and talk to each other. But, no, they didn't do that, child. But anyway, they all waking up and stuff, and child, Bennett in this dress. I'm so sick of this damn dress, y'all. If Amelia don't buy, I don't care that he wear the dress, but he keep wearing this damn yellow dress out. If Amelia don't buy this man another goddamn nightgown, I'm tired of this dress. Oh, but he in this dress, and he talking about he had a dream about him doing the worm or some shit, and then she was like, "Oh, do it." He like, well, I mean, it ain't really worked out and nothing like that. Child, he get on there sounding like a goddamn wet seal. I said, what is that? I hope that ain't how he... I ain't even gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. Anyway, everybody at breakfast except for Amelia and Bennett. And they talking about how Amelia and Bennett are moving, and how Bennett is moving, you know, down there with his wife and stuff, and how they don't know if they could do that. That's a big move and stuff like that. And then Amani asked Henry, like, what he learned about himself, or what he talked about him, you know, what he learned about himself or about the marriage or something like that. He didn't really want to answer. So then he tried to put it off on Christina. And Amani was like, no, I asked you. Like, you know, what have you learned about yourself? Not just about the marriage, but like, what have you learned about yourself? And so then I don't even know what he said, because he sounded like he was talking in circles. I said, he doing the whole Brett move. Like, what the hell? So then they turned to Christina. Karen asked Christina. And then, what did she say? She said she sees potential, and she realized that she was what kind of relationship that she wanted to be in. Like, she just can't be like, oh, I like everybody, this is, you know, let's do it or whatever. But she realizes that people have their quirks, people have their shit, and people may or may not change your stuff, and you may be different, and yada yada yada. So she learned that about, you know, herself. And so here go Woody. Well, I don't know if I can have no relationship based off no hope. Amani was like, well, our relationship based on hope, we don't know if we gonna make it. He was just like, yeah, no. I can, you know, base no relationship off no hope. I mean, if people work it out, you can work it out. But if you just need to go in your separate ways, then you need to go your separate ways. I think that he was trying to give her a little hint, like, yeah, y'all just need to separate. He was saying something about they might be losing themselves in each other or something like that. And was it Woody? No, it wasn't Woody. It was Henry who was saying, like, some differences can be good, and then some differences could be bad, and they could, you know, just like mess up the relationship or whatever. Then we see Karen and Miles. They went off to play like a game of ladder golf. Miles ended up losing. Karen was whooping his ass in it. Then he was asking her what could be helpful for her to make a decision on decision day or whatever. And she said, like, having more genuine conversations. She said that they have been having more conversations. It's been real. She's felt like it's been real solid and stuff. So in the past month, I guess after they talked to Pastor Kyle, I'm not sure, but she said in like the last month, they've been talking more, having more conversations, getting to know each other a little bit better and so forth. And he was saying, like, did he say it to her? No, I think he said in his interview. He was saying they made some progression. However, no hugs, no kisses, no affection. That's what he craves. That's what he needs. That's his love language. So that's what he want or whatever. So she not putting in that work. And I'm like, girl, dang, how? What? And she had said earlier, before they went down there, that she has issues with intimacy. And she's been saying it throughout the whole season. I'm like, girl, what is the issue? Like, what has this man... He got to audition and prove himself each and... Like, I'm tired of Karen. I'm tired of Christina. I'm just tired. These two people. He said he don't know, like, what decision he can make, basically. So the... what's the people name? The experts, they gave an assignment for everybody to write like a letter to their 9-year-old selves or their younger selves or stuff like that. So we see Amelia and Bennett, they're writing their letters to each other and stuff. Then they have to read it to each other. So Amelia's letter was real, like, romantic, like, oh, you're going to find somebody and don't run away, be happy, he's going to be the love of your life, yada, yada, yada. Child, Bennett's letter was about... a Pokemon card. Cause let me tell you, that music they be playing, Lifetime shady. Okay, their goddamn music when they play. When they played that loving music in the beginning of his letter, and then when it turned out that he was talking about a Pokemon card, it was just like, I was like, oh damn. But then at first, and when he kept saying it, I was like, okay, well maybe he making her like equivalent to a Pokemon card, because it sounded like he was like really in love with this card. But no, he was just talking about the Pokemon card, and he was saying like the Pokemon card he gave to a friend, and the friend kept it or lost it, something, child. And the card is worth $20,000, and he broke because he do odd jobs and stuff. And I was like, oh. And he was just like, yeah, a regretful Bennett. Like, he was really writing this letter about this Pokemon card. And so Amelia was like, oh, okay, that's real interesting. But I would have thought it would have been I would have liked it if it was like a little bit about me, and less about the Pokemon card. And he was like, well, I mean, our relationship is great, so I didn't think that I needed to tell 9-year-old me about a great relationship and stuff. And she was just like, okay. And then it was real quiet. And then in her interview, she said that she wished it was more about her. And what did she say? She said something else. What did she say? Let me see if I wrote it. Oh, she said like she knows that his bank account comes and goes like the seasons. I was like, damn. So, that was a little shady, but I mean, it might have been true, but it was still shady. And she said that she just wished it was kind of more about her. But I mean, it didn't really have to be romantic. That's what you chose to do. That's not what he had to choose to do. But I mean, it had to be like what he was going to tell his 9-year-old self. Like, get that money, keep that card, keep it in a little plastic sleeve, don't give it away, and we could have had $20,000 right now. I was whipping it, but whatever. Christina and Henry, they wrote letters about themselves. Basically, Christina's letter was like, don't trust nobody, live your life, fuck love. That's what I got from the letter. Okay, that's what I got. Henry was like, well, what kind of sparked that? She was like, well, I've been through rough things, and I just hate that 9-year-old Christina is going to have to go through so many rough things when she get older and stuff like that. And he was like, okay. In his interview, he said she blamed a lot of stuff on her past, and she don't take responsibility for, what's going on now. You can't blame everything on your past. I mean, your past has a lot to do with things. However, you kind of have to choose how you want to continue, like if you want to continue that cycle or you want to break it. So I saw what he was saying. I saw what whatever. Anyway, because she irritates me, y'all. Henry's letter was about basically don't be expecting great things. Like, go in, with a plan type thing, but don't be expecting the Jetsons, like hoverboards and flying saucers and all that other stuff. Don't be expecting to get all of this stuff from a person, and you might, you might get your heart broken, basically, and all this other stuff. So he was saying that, and she was just like, oh, okay. It's like, that's he, because he said a whole lot, and all her response was, okay. I was like, or yeah, it was something basic. I was just like, that irritated me, because I just say all this, and you finna be like, yeah, no, you gonna say more. What else you gonna say? And then, she stayed confused. I just don't understand Henry. I said she stayed confused. Like, God dang, girl. We see Amani and Woody, they playing dominoes, and they kind of talking about, I think Woody asked her, I do not know how to play dominoes. I was trying to see if they was going, show us a little bit, but they ain't really show us a lot. I'm gonna have to just look it up or ask Bae. Maybe Bae know how to play dominoes. But anyway, because I don't know how to play. But she was excited because she had won. And if she won, she would get another coupon voucher. And if he won, he would get like a full body massage or something like that. So at the end, she ended up winning. But they were kind of talking about what would stop you from saying yes on decision day. So she was saying you switching up your patterns, and you not you being different, you not talking, or you not making me feel safe, or whatever you're doing now, continue to do. So we won't have no problems. And he was like, oh, okay, I could do that, I could do that. And he told her, like, if she, I think he said, if you couldn't, basically, if she would switch it up, if she would go back to being unsure, like being 50-50, oh, I like him, I don't know if I like him, I want to do this, but I don't know. Like, if she go back to doing that, then basically he would have to be like, peace out. And he was saying, like, if you couldn't communicate, you couldn't talk, or, you know, we couldn't vibe or nothing like that, I just had to, you know, deuces. But I'm glad they gelled. It seemed like from day one, it seemed like they was gelling. So I'm glad they was gelling because they're cute together. Then the girls met up minus Karen, and they were kind of talking, and the fellas met up minus Woody, and they were chatting as well. Bennett talks about his move to Virginia. He was saying, like, it really hasn't hit him because we're not really doing anything. You're not really seeing your friends. You're not really going out to eat. You're not really doing the stuff that you would normally do post-corona, or not post-corona, pre-corona. So it's like a little different or whatever. So he was saying, like, when he moves, like, because, well, Virginia is kind of open for the most part. Restaurants are open. They opened up the movie theater, but I don't ever see no cars in the parking lot. Which is a good thing. They opened up the schools October 12th. So, well, I know in this area. The other areas, I think they're still closed in Virginia. And I don't know about Richmond. But, because I'm an hour from there. So, I mean, we're still kind of doing stuff. So, I guess at that time, they really wasn't doing anything. But he was saying, like, when stuff get to vibing and moving and opening back up, then it might hit him like, oh, damn, I don't got my friends. I ain't got my my theater. I don't have this. I don't have that. So, that's what he was basically saying to the guys. What's his name? Miles was like, yeah, I don't know if I could have moved or whatever, picked up and moved and so forth. And what was the girls talking? The ladies was talking about compromise, and I think Christina was trying to get feedback from Amani and Amelia because their relationships are going so well. So I think she was trying to get feedback from them, but she really wasn't going about it the right way because the question she was asking was just like, what? Because she was like, well, have you had moments where you were on the same page, and then you just had moments where you just, you know, you weren't like you on the same page? I'm like, girl, that was hard to say. Like, what? But anyway, and then when they asked her, they was kind of looking like, what? Because she said something like to the effect that they wasn't being honest with each other in the relationship. They really wasn't talking in relationship and stuff. And Imani was just looking like, I don't really understand what she's saying. Like, I'm all confused and stuff. And then when the guys was talking, they was asking Henry what was going on, and Bennett was just as confused by what Henry was saying. So I was just like, this don't make no sense. Them two just need to hurry up and get to decision day, because ain't nothing to really talk about with your friends. What they gonna tell you? Y'all need to be talking to each other. Y'all, it's been 4 months, and y'all I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all, but it's been 4 months, and they still have not frustrating. Frustrating. Then Bennett asked Miles if he could spending the rest of his life with her, and Miles was like, look, she's a nice lady, she's a good girl, I love her, she's smart, I see why we were matched, we have differences and stuff like that, but those still, man, you know, we can vibe off each other. But no, like right now, I don't think I can answer that question, and I could see her spending, you know, the rest of my life with her or whatever like that. And then Amelia and Bennett, they were playing basketball. She basically was saying, like, I guess she's scared that he won't feel the same way when she starts working, because she'll be working full time and she won't see him as often. So I think she's a little scared about that. Then Woody and Miles was talking in the gazebo, and Miles is basically telling them, like, yo, we ain't had sex, we ain't had no intimacy, we ain't touched and nothing like that. And, like, how I'm supposed to know if, like, I'm scared that we move forward in this relationship, we getting to know each other on these other aspects. Like, what if the sex is trash and stuff like that? And Woody was like, yeah, I feel what you're saying, man. Like, I think he was like, I know Amani gonna be mad, but I think both of us needed to have sex so we could see, like, where the relationship is going to go. Because if we gelling on everything else and then boom, this is trash and ain't nothing you can do to fix it, like, yeah, no, and I was with them. I was with them. I understand it. Anyway, Miles is child, he trying to stay focused on other stuff. He done lost 20 pounds. He's like, look, I don't know what I need to do, but something got to be done. What do you like? Ain't no deadline or nothing. Y'all ain't got no time. He was like, no, man, And so they was talking about that, and I was just like, whew, Miles. At least she could touch him, kiss him. Like, she need to initiate some stuff because he's not feeling wanted by her, and that's a shame because she keeps saying that she likes him, she wants him, and all this other stuff, but she not showing him. And I'm like, girl, it don't take that much. Just hold him, rub him, do something. Like, bounce it on him, no, twerk it or make it shake or something in front of his face. God damn. But anyway, they playing this stranger spouse game. And they asking, it was cute. It was kind of like not what is that? What is it? Is it Newlyweds? No, that's not it. Yeah, it's an old game. My people who older. I mean, I'm not old, but whatever. I'm 40, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Where it's like I think it's the Newlywed game where they ask different questions and see if the spouse knows what the other person knows or whatever. So it was kind of like that. Who ended up with Henry and Christina was answering a lot of questions right. I was kind of surprised, and Henry was surprised too. I was like, "Oh, you being shady out loud, Henry. That's not right." He was like, that's one more point that I thought we was going to get. I said, oh, no, Henry. But they ended up getting 11 points. Amelia and Bennett, which I was shocked. They only got 6 points. Miles and Karen, they got 26 points. And then Woody and Imani got 21 points. So I was kind of surprised and happy that Miles and Karen won the game because that means they know each other a little bit more than they probably thought they did. So I thought that was good. And then Imani and Woody kind of closed out the show. No, they didn't close out the show, but they were talking and they was kind of just saying like how they are thankful that Corona brought them together, or not brought them. Well, yeah, brought them together a little bit closer because they were together for, like I said, for 4 months. And so they got to know each other a little bit more versus just the 8 weeks where you can know somebody, but you don't really know them. So this quarantine really like helped people know each other. And y'all know, in real life, it helped people know, it helped people grow, it helped people get divorced, it helped people grow it helped grow a lot of things. And then on the downside, it made people unemployed, lose money, and yada yada yada. But it did have some good aspects. So I did see where Imani was coming from with that. And then she was getting on him about that laundry. I said, oh, she was really mad about that laundry. Because she like, look, you need to separate your clothes. He was like, I did it one time. Calm down. Don't go backwards. And then last but not least, Amelia and Bennett, they closed out the show. He was singing her some lullaby, child. She actually went to sleep on it. But the thing that threw me was it a plate of food and a snake. I saw the snake. That don't surprise me. But was it a plate of food around the snake? Was they trying to feed the snake? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. Why, Lord? Why? I don't know. I don't understand them. But, you know, they love each other. So, more than me. Whatever. I don't even know what to say to that. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about it down there in them comments. Go ahead, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and hit subscribe if you are not subscribed to my channel but watching this review, and also hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all, we got 2 more episodes left. Y'all let me know who y'all think gonna stay together. We already kind of see that Amelia and Benny gonna stay together and Imani and Woody gonna stay together. Unless Woody do something drastic, then I don't see them two breaking up. Karen and Miles is kind of, and Henry and Christina, I know they done. So y'all and then y'all saw that Brett and Olivia was back on here. I said, why? They already broke up. But I'm like, Brett must be hitting her up. And we know Olivia want to be married and loved and all that other stuff. So he must be hitting her up, talking some sweet stuff in her ear. Olivia, run, girl, run. Anyway, y'all, that's it. Until next time, peace.